Hello everybody, my name is Richard. I'm originally from England and I'm currently in Bellingham in the United States. I would like to talk to you about my experience whilst being here. I've been here for nearly 2 months now and I feel like I can sort of make a fair sort of judgment of the place. So, let's begin. Firstly, the people here. Now, before I came, I expected it to be some highly ultra competitive, quite aggressive sort of place. I thought the people would be sort of quick to judge or quick to dismiss. However, I was totally wrong. I found the people here seem to be quite welcoming. People seem to be quite interested in talking. People do talk to you out and about, even in like parks, even out on walks, and you could be chatting for half an hour, even an hour. That's happened before as well. People don't seem to be in any rush to get away from you, so I quite like that. They're really helpful as well. If you need help, they're happy to help. So that is the first thing, and yeah, people seem to be quite laid back here as well. There isn't antisocial behaviour, which really surprised me, because back in the UK, towns, generally at night time, seem to be full of people drinking, being rowdy, sometimes picking fights. Also, parents at home sometimes can shout at their kids. I've not noticed anything like that here. So I'd say I'm quite impressed. I'd say I'm very impressed. So that's the first thing. Secondly, I'm going to talk about post boxes. And this might be obvious to some, but over here, post boxes are by the side of the road. Okay, there are pros and cons to this. Yeah, I didn't mention, back in the UK, post boxes are on through people's front doors. So the pros of the post boxes here are that the postman can get their job done quicker. However, on the minus side, I would say that post could easily get stolen by other people, because all they have to do is lift up a flap, put the letters in, and then close it again. So whilst they're trying to be efficient, I do wonder how secure it is. There could be like important documents coming through the post. Perhaps they have another way of doing that over here. So I don't have the full picture, but perhaps things like passports or bank letters, perhaps they don't get sent to residential addresses. Perhaps people have to pick them up. I haven't done any research on that. I just speculate. So that is another big difference. The third difference: water fountains everywhere. I really cannot believe it. Like every store, or a lot of stores, supermarkets, public toilets out and around, even parks. Basically, wherever there is a public toilet, there are water fountains outside for you to drink water from. You don't have to pay for the water, you just help yourself, have as much as you want, fill up your bottle, do whatever. Okay? Now, back in the UK, if you've never been to the UK before, this might come as a big shock to you. If you want to go out anywhere in the UK, either you have to go into a restaurant to buy water or buy a drink, or you have to fill up decent sized bottles and take it with you. So over here, I'd say the water fountain system is absolutely brilliant. Now on to my next point: customer service. Customer service is very good here. You want help with something, they'll be happy to help. Don't matter what it is, they will make your life as a customer as comfortable as they can do. Okay, so I can't think of any examples right now. if you go in a restaurant, they'll happily take your order, happily, if you want to sit somewhere, happily show you where to sit, where the best place is. Back at home, it's very hit and miss customer service. Sometimes you're treated like a nuisance. That doesn't happen here. So that's another thing I'm quite impressed with. You can go into any shop and know that you don't feel like you're inconveniencing them. So that is another point I've just made. Also, there are lots of parks here in Bellingham anyway. I'm really impressed with that. There's Watcombe Force Park, there's Lake Paddon, there's Larrabee, which I want to go to, I haven't been there yet. There's Blaine is not in Bellingham, but there's a sort of nice seafront with a park there. There are parks everywhere here. On the map, well, if you look it up, I don't know the website address, the link will be at the bottom. I'll put a link to it, but there are quite a number of them. So if you really like the outdoors, you're really spoilt for choice here. You don't run out of places to go. It doesn't feel like it. And also to mention, the parks are very, very nicely maintained. Everything's really neat. You know which areas are publicly accessible and which ones aren't. And also people really do seem to care about the environment here. So even though there are lots of cars here, there are loads of roads, you have to take a bus out. If you want to walk to a park here, it's not too far away. You could get to one maybe 20 minutes I know it's not necessarily on your doorstep immediately, but there is somewhere quite nearby, and that's very nice. People seem to quite enjoy themselves as well in the parks. Moving on to shopping. Now, shopping, I'd say, is more interesting here. Supermarkets alone, over here, they all seem to be unique in their own way. You've got Walmart, which is the cheap place. I personally am not a big fan of it. It does seem a bit tacky, I'd say. And then we've got Winco. Winco is owned by its employees, and I'd say it has a sort of nice, stress-free, sort of laid-back atmosphere in there, and the food is still affordable. Then we've got Food Co-op. I've been to the one in Cordata. That is very good quality food. It's organic. It's a bit pricey though, so if you haven't got much money, it might not be the place to go. Having said that, the difference between organic foods and non-organic foods over here is a lot bigger. Back in the UK, organic food tends to only be a little bit more expensive, but not by a large amount. So that is another difference I have noticed. Also, I want to mention having a drink out. I haven't been to many places, unfortunately. I've been to there is a chain called Woods Coffee, which I first thought was throughout the whole country, but it's unique to Bellingham, the Watcombe County, and also a bit of Skagit County. It originates in Linden, that's where the first store is, and I think there are 17 stalls altogether. The drinks are really nice. They've got nice wooden interior, very, very pleasant, very, very pleasant in there. The drinks are nice, and again, the customer service is very good. It's very efficient. You can also sit down with your laptop. Lots of people have laptops. I go to one in Fairhaven. They have free Wi-Fi, so you can sit there for a while whilst gnawing on a cake or something. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Unfortunately, my camera died on me whilst I was doing the recording, so what was going to be the whole video was chopped a bit off at the end. So that's why I'm in a different location now. You can see there's some logs behind me. I'm actually near to the Walmart, funnily enough. It doesn't seem like it, but that's where I am. So anyway, I'm going to finish off. I'm going to say goodbye. If there's anything that I have not mentioned, which is different between the UK and the US, then please leave me a comment about anything that you may have noticed which I haven't said. Also, if you're visiting the UK and would like to mention anything you've noticed in my country, then I'd also be interested to know what you think about the UK compared to back here. Also, if you want to leave any comments, totally irrelevant, well, not irrelevant, but just praise me or something, then also I'd be very happy to hear from you. So I hope you have a great rest of the evening. Today is a Memorial Day here in the States, and so I hope you have a good evening and good night.